Hello and welcome to building the ELR update number 5. Right, got quite a bit to get through today. Huge announcement coming at the end of the show. I'm going to save it to the end because it's just massive. I'm so pleased, so pleased. Anyway, starting the show off, 4 new locos, we'll get that out of the way as we always do. 37418 EWS. It was present on the East Lancs at the beginning. It isn't there anymore, unfortunately. It's named East Lancashire Railway. It's no longer on the East Lancashire Railway anymore. It was present at the beginning in the 90s when East Lancs first started. Currently missing a few parts. The buffer beam, as you can see, is missing. Second of the locos is 31466. Again, it's no longer present on the ELR, EWS livery, but it was up until quite recently, I believe. It's actually quite a nicely detailed model. It's a Lima, but it is nicely detailed. I'm quite pleased with it. I've been after getting one of these since Christmas, and I've really struggled to find one. And then one popped up on eBay last week, so I snapped it up. Now, model number 3 is Valiant 50015. I'm going to do a special on this later on in the year. There's a reason. There are actually 3 different variations of this model out there, made by different manufacturers. Lima, I think I've got 2, Hornby's got 1. This is the bottom end of the range, price range. I picked this up at 30 quid on eBay. It was on the ELR with this livery, but not for very long. It's when it first came, I think within 6 to 8 months it was repainted, if I remember rightly. Okay, model number 4, class 59. Now this, believe it or not, and I am in shock, is a Lima model. A heavily detailed and very beautiful Lima model, I've got to say. By far the best one I've ever seen by Lima. I've got this off Andy, head bumps, thank you very much. I've got this model specifically to run in Castleton Yard. It's not going to get as far as the actual main East Lancs line. It's purely for the Castleton Yard. Now, the semi-big news on building the ALR this week is the fact that we are now completely DCC. I have purchased a laptop. We've got the Railmaster software with the E-Link. Track plan's been built, as you can see. We are now fully DCC. I have got some of the lighting systems up and running. You've seen in the previous updates I've done the station lighting. That's all now wired in. I'll explain it in a bit more detail. As you can see, I had to scratch build these because I just could not find anything even close. These station platform lamps, they're all scratch built. They're powered with the DigiKeys switcher, so I can DCC switch them on and off using the laptop. It's made a difference. The platform's now had a second coat of paint as well, a second coat of weathering, and we're getting very close now to how I actually want it to look at the end, which is damp. And I think I'm getting pretty close to that now. I might just touch a few areas up with a bit more paint. The problem is with me using card, it's not completely flat, so when I put the paint on, it sort of pools in the middle instead. The wash, it pools in the middle instead of staying where it needs to stay, which is causing me an issue, and I don't really have a solution to that problem either. So perseverance, I think. Just keep putting paint on, but it's giving me the damp look, which is what I want. I want the platform to look like it's wet, but it's dried, if you get what I mean. Yeah, there's 11 of these lights gone in total, covering the whole length of the platform. They're pretty much positioned exactly where they are in the real thing, and I think they add an extra level of detail now. The fencing's now ready to go in. I just need to paint that little curbstone that runs down the length, basically. It starts there with the gate and then runs the full length all the way down to trackside at the bottom, and it does like the beer yard. I've got more fencing now. The gates have finally arrived. They just need painting up and fitting. Now this is the toilet block. Again, it's a bespoke built model. There's nothing out there even close, so I had to build it by hand. And believe me, the brickwork, has been a task. Just this little building alone was a bit of a task. It's only foam board, but I've built it up with laser card to replicate the bulges in the work, as you can see. It's been fiddly, really fiddly. Super gluing each piece on. Now, the bricks are 1mm thick. Each brick is a millimetre. And I'm dealing with strands of brick that are 2mm thick, trying to glue them down without gluing myself to the model. It's always been fun. 2 nights work. 2 full nights sat in front of the telly, gluing bits of paper on. Now, when it's all been weathered and it's had its wash put on, and it'll look right, and it still needs a pitch glazing roof putting on and capstones. There's two of them. They have a glazing canopy that goes together. So platform buildings are now being built. Trackside is under construction. There's going to be a separate video on that. Moving on. The top end, I've now put the retaining wall in that runs from the tunnel mouth up pretty much the full length of the platform, but for this layer it stops. It goes off shot, if you know what I mean. It looks quite deep there, but by the time the ballasting is in and the top coat is on, it'll look very, very different. I've started on the crossing as well. I've put most of that in. Still have a few little bits and bats to do to get the crossing right, but yeah, it needs a piece of concrete pitting in the centre as well. I've now got the gates, as you've seen, so I can do the fencing down that side, so I'm on it now. I've also got drain pipes as well, so I'll be able to do the drain pipes. The roof of the building's now been completed. I did say I was going to use slaters, but I mistakenly got it wrong. Slaters don't make this plastic. It's been imported from Germany, that. But doesn't it look accurate? It's very, very good. It just needs a coat of paint and some ridge tiles putting on. That's pretty much it for the layout update up to now. I've been working on this DCC. It's taken so long to program. I've got to learn everything from scratch. There's not many videos out there on how to actually program CVs on DCC locals. So I think once I've finished getting the hang of it, I've pretty much got the hang of it, I'm going to go into a bit more detail. Right, so now I think it's time for a little bit of footage of the layout running on DCC. Class 31, 466, sound chipped up. Okay, time for a new segment. I'm going to do the news, the East Lancs news segment. I'm going to do on all my layout updates, basically what's going on the actual real ELR. And this update, I'm going to be covering the Steam Gala, the Spring Steam Gala. We had a couple of visiting locals, and I managed to get some decent footage taken on the platform. So enjoy. It is nice to see the old steamers on a damp day. And there's something about damp day and steam. I just love it. Anyway, time for the big news. Yeah, this. If you remember in the updates at the beginning of the year, I did say that I was looking for a new home for the actual layout itself. It is far too big to be being kept, basically, in my bedroom. So I have been looking for a new home, and I think I've found one. Now, this is not official yet. It's not set in stone. We're in preliminary talks. I am going to admit I'm in preliminary talks. It's a hard word to say, that, preliminary. With various organisations, including Northern Network Rail, Bolton Council, Bolton University, who all have a stake in this. But it looks like it's possible the layout could be going, wait for it, to a new room, platform 4, Bolton Trinity Street Station. So the model railway will be based at a train station, which should be pretty cool. Fingers crossed, everything goes well. It's looking like it's going well. Anyway, I went down and had a meeting on Monday. The reason this update has been delayed being put out is because of that meeting. I wanted to hold off, and then if I had something juicy to tell you, which I do. Yeah, the building is being redeveloped for community projects. So I contacted them on the off chance they might have had a spare room. Turns out they do. Now, been to see the room. It's not the biggest, but it's enough. So officially, we are going to be starting a Bolton Model Railway Club, and it will be, hopefully, will be based here. So you couldn't really put it in a better place. Anyone within a 20-mile radius can easily get here for the cost of a train ticket or a bus ticket, because we've got the new interchange, the new bus interchange now. So if you live near a railway station, it's going to be very easy to get there. And I've also been reliably informed that there is a real ale bar being built directly underneath us. Useful. So that's the good news. I'll keep you all informed. Now, there is a link in the description to this video to take you through to the new club page. I haven't developed it as yet. It's all new. We're going to be looking for chairmen, we're going to be looking for treasurers, we're going to be looking for volunteers, we're going to be looking for people who actually want to be part of the club. Basically what we're aiming to do is we want one day specifically for club members to come and work on the club layout. Another day will be for kids to come and play trains. Basically, just bring your own locals along. There'll be a DCC and a DC layout there, so you can play to your heart's content. And we also want to run educational events as well. The builder's not due to be ready till June, so obviously I don't know what we're going to do with leases, contracts. I don't know anything about that yet. We've just not got that far. We've just had a preliminary chat, and they're all excited about it. I'm quite excited about it. It does seem to be happening. We'll just have to see where we go from here. Like I said, the link is in the description below for the actual Bolton Model Railway Club page, and this East Lancs Railway layout will be its principal layout. I do want to offer an N gauge and a no gauge option as well, so I can cater for all modellers. I want to cater for all ages, all modellers, and I want to give everybody as much access, as much time on the layout as I possibly can. So that's the big news. So that's it for this update. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've liked what you've seen. Like, subscribe, click the bell, and get on the Facebook pages. And please don't hesitate to comment, get in touch, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.